Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. This is Ashwin Ramani here, a research analyst at SBI Securities. I hope I'm audible and I hope you are able to see my screen. If you all can give me a heads up in the chat box. अगर मेरी आवाज़ सुनाई दे रही है, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है तो आप मुझे एक बार चैट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बता सकते हो. In the meantime, we just wait for a couple of minutes before people join in. And then we should be good to go with today's bid market session. Sudhakar ji, good morning, good afternoon to you. Sachin ji, hello. Ade ji, hello. Good afternoon. I hope your weekend was great, guys. So some sort of recovery that we are seeing in Nifty today, I think majorly because HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank are up. Reliance is down about 2.5%, but Bharti Airtel is up. So I think it's only the banking stocks that are holding the Nifty up today. डिस्कस करेंगे रघुबीर जी, हम देखेंगे आगे. पहले 30 मिनट्स का मैं अपडेट दे देता हूँ कि क्या चल रहा है मार्केट्स में, एंड देन टुवर्ड्स द एंड आई विल टेक ऑल योर क्वेश्चंस एंड आंसर. सो यूजुअली 1 to 1:15 इज वेयर वी हैव द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर सेशन, एंड आई विल बी, आप फिर से तब मुझे एक बार पूछ लेना, एंड देन मैं आपका आंसर डेफिनेटली आपका जो क्वेरी है उसका मैं आंसर करूंगा. ठीक है, सो लेट अस स्टार्ट ऑफ विद टुडेज बेड मार्केट सेशन. सो सबसे पहले शुरुआत करते हैं ग्लोबल मार्केट अपडेट से. सो इफ यू लुक एट द ग्लोबल मार्केट्स ऑन फ्राइडे, यूएस मार्केट्स की बात करें, सो डाउ जोन्स वाज डाउन अराउंड 0.3%. S&P 500 देखें तो अराउंड 0.01% नीचे था. Whereas Nasdaq की बात करें, so Nasdaq was up 0.05%. So no great action in the US markets on Friday. If you look at the Dow future, so Dow futures is up around 0.22%. So we might see a positive start to the US markets today. If we look at the European markets, so if you can look at DAX, so DAX is down 0.3%. लंदन की बात करें, so London is up 0.2%, France is up 0.04%. So barring Germany, I think all the other European markets were up. If you look at the Euro Stocks Index, that was also up around 0.25%. If you look at the Asian markets, I think barring Nikkei, all the other Asian markets are in green. So if you look at Nikkei is down 0.21%. Whereas if you look at Hang Seng is up 0.6%, Shanghai is up 0.7%, Kospi again the best performing Asian index, that is up around 0.71%. If we look at the Indian markets, Nifty is up 0.2%, so we are seeing some kind of pullback after the fall that we witnessed. Sensex is also up around 0.32%. Now if you look at so Kospi is again the best performing global index, up nearly about 4%. Whereas if you look at the worst performing global index, that is our Nifty index, which is down nearly about 2%. Whereas if you look at all the other indices, Hang Seng, Nasdaq, Shanghai, they are all up in the range of 2.5 to 3%. If you look at Nikkei, Euro Stocks, S&P is up around 1 to 1.5%. The only markets that is underperforming relatively for the month of July is our Nifty, which is down about 2%. If we look at the macro indicators, अगर हम डॉलर इंडेक्स की बात करें, सो डॉलर इंडेक्स हमने देखा है यहाँ पे 50 डे ये में से रेजिस्टेंस लिया था अराउंड 98.5 99 लेवल्स के आसपास, and then we could see dollar index is consolidating in a range here. So overall trend is still down. So as long as the dollar index stays below 98 99, it is nothing major signs to worry, as long as it trades below 99. If you look at the US government bonds 10-year yields again, so we saw last week the yield spiking up until 4.49 4.5%. बट हम पिछले 3 दिन से 4 दिन से ये देखते आ रहे कि the yields have kind of cooled off and it is trading close to its 20-day EMA which is around 4.4%. ये cool off इसके लिए आया क्योंकि there have been rumors going around that Fed might go for rate cuts in their upcoming meet. So इसके वजह से हमें yields में थोड़ा सा cool off होते हुए नजर आ रहा है. If we look at India VIX, so India VIX, we know it is trading at its major support. So again, no signs of any fear or panic in the markets. So today again, if you see VIX is almost flat, 0.3% lower. And on Friday we saw India VIX making a low of 9.9, and today it is at 11.35. So I think nothing major to worry on the India VIX front. But I think there is one concerning sign based on the macro indicators is US dollar by rupee. US dollar I'm taking. So dollar is gaining strength against the rupee here, and we could see there were some outflows from our markets because rupee is getting weaker. So we could see this 86 was a strong resistance level that we've been discussing last week. So 86, so dollar has breached the 86 mark. It is right now at 86.23. And it looks like the dollar is gaining strength against the rupee here. So ideally we want dollar to lose strength. So whenever we have seen dollar gaining strength against the rupee, तब तक अपना Indian markets में वो pressure दिखता है, and that is exactly what we have been seeing in our markets. So dollar needs to go below 86. I think if it goes towards 87 mark, I think we could see more pressure in our markets in the coming days. If we look at the Brent crude, so there were some sanctions by European Union on Nayara Energy. So if you know, Nayara Energy is part of the Rosneft group, which is Russia's top oil producer. So ये क्या करते हैं, वहां से जो रशियन क्रूड आता है वो उसको रिफाइन करके वो फिर जो पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स है वो उनको एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं. So European Union has put sanctions on that. So Rosneft said Russia said they have around only 49.5% stake in Nayara Energy, and the Nayara Energy is independent, so Russia has no connection with Nayara Energy as such. They don't control it, and they call the sanctions as illegal. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how India responds. Because अगर वो sanction होता है, so there can be some disruptions that we could see. But despite the news, there is no significant movement in the crude oil prices. So if you look at the crude oil prices, it's been consolidating in that $71 to $66 a barrel range. So as long as it doesn't go above 71, I think nothing major to worry. It is the crude oil prices are flat at this point of time. If we look at silver again, so silver we got a breakout on Friday, and then it was consolidating in a range. So silver is kind of outperforming gold as well. So the immediate support for silver would be around the $37 per ounce. So as long as it trades above 37, we can expect silver to go up even further. And if we look at gold again, so we can even see gold is there is an uptick in gold as well. So we could see at one side there is pressure in equities, whether it's US markets, Indian markets, and at the same time you can see the money is going towards gold and silver. So there is an uptick in gold as well. So right now gold is at $3,369 per ounce. So this was an update on the macro indicators, but again I think the major concerning point here is the dollar gaining strength. So ideally we want dollar to go below the $86 level, 86 level, sorry. Now if we look at the FII positioning, cash market mein Friday they bought 374 crores. But if we look at how the FIIs performed last week, so they were net sellers to the tune of 6,671 crores. So you could see the quantum of selling was really high, around 3,600 crores, 1,800 crores, 1,600 crores. Whereas the days that they bought, I think the quantum of buying was minimal, 370 crores, 120 crores. So FII, the sentiment has been bearish. And even if you look at what is happening on the index futures front, so they've been adding more shorts in index futures. So we could see the net index futures has gone from 1,21,000 to 1,48,000. And long short ratio has now dropped to 15%, guys. I mean, this is, so we have seen long short ratio going until 9 and 10, but I think long short ratio, so we could see at the, on 30th June, we were at 36%, and right now it has gone to 15%. That's because there's a heavy buildup of short positions in index futures. So we were hoping that we could get some short covering in Nifty that could propel the prices higher, but we haven't seen any signs of short covering yet. In fact, we have seen more buildup of short positions by the FIIs. But one good part is whenever long short ratio has dropped below 20 or it has come down to 10, we could see there is some rebound. So thoda to shorts cover hoga. Maybe it will happen this week or next week. We have the monthly expiry next Thursday. That is on the 31st of July. So chances are that maybe next Thursday we could see a good amount of short covering happening, which could push the prices higher. But as it stands, I think FIIs are still negative on our market. So we could, and that we can clearly see with the help of charts as well, that Nifty has corrected nearly about 2% from the highs. Since the start of July, we are down around 2.5%. Barring the pullback that we are seeing today, we can't call this a reversal yet. Now, why am I saying that is because if you look at the Nifty's chart, so we know for a fact that Nifty was below its 20-day EMA. Then it took resistance from its 20-day EMA here. Then Friday we had a fall of around 0.57%. It took support at its 50-day EMA. Today again, there is some kind of buying that we are seeing from the lower levels. आज एक आप बोल सकते हो एक hammer like candle, not a textbook hammer pattern, but we are seeing some kind of buying coming in from the 50-day EMA levels. तो अगर हम 50-day EMA की बात कर रहा हूँ 24,900 24,930 के आसपास. So 25,000, even 25 was a very strong support for Nifty. I think we are about 25,000 now, 25,042. But the fact that today's closing will be of much greater importance. So if we get a closing above 50-day EMA, it looks like we might get a close above 50-day EMA unless there is any selling that comes in the second half. Then chances are that Nifty can again go towards the 20-day EMA mark, which is around 25,200 levels. But by chance, if we go below 50, then chances are that we can go further until 100-day EMA, which is at around, if you remember the previous support, which was around 24,470, 24,500 levels. So we could even test those levels again if Nifty fails to hold on to the 50-day EMA here. Now, if I talk about the key levels, if you look at the option chain for Nifty, so again we can see that at 25,000 we are seeing maximum put open interest, and even at 24,900 there is a good amount of put writing. Even 24,800 there's a good amount of put writing. So chances are that Nifty might be able to hold about 25,000 looking at what the option data says. And अगर आज हम इंट्राडे एक्टिविटी भी देखें, so 25,000 में there is put writing, 24,900 there is put writing, even 24,800 there is put writing. So we can see there is an aggressive buildup of positions by the put writers at the lower levels. So around आज का अगर हम लो देखेंगे around 24,882, वहाँ से एक strong buying दिखा था, but then again Nifty has gone absolutely flat. So I think this day's high, अगर आपको एक इंट्राडे लेवल की मैं बात करूं, so this day high of 25,080. So if we go about 25,080, chances are that we can see 25,130, 25,140 probably in the next couple of days, or maybe by until tomorrow, or maybe in the next couple of hours itself. But I think this level is important because Nifty has resisted twice around 25,080 levels. And on the downside, I feel we might be able to hold about 25,000, considering that we are seeing a good amount of put writing at 25,000 here as well. But if call writers overtake put writers at 25,000, then we might drop below and we might even test 24,880, which was today's low. So we can go as low as 24,880, but I don't see us having that big fall in our market. So again, maybe sideways to sideways is what I feel. I think about 25,080, there can be some kind of buying that can push the prices until 25,140. But I think on the downside, we might be able to hold on to 25,000. If we go below 25, then we can test days low of 24,880 levels. So these are the levels that you can keep a track on in Nifty. Now, if we look at Sensex, again, there is a similar story panning out in Sensex as well. So we could see Sensex, we got a close below the 50-day EMA on Friday. But today we are seeing some kind of एक dragonfly doji like candle आप देख सकते हो, एक छोटा सा body, एक long lower wick है. And today's close again will be very important, whether we'll get a close above 50 EMA. That is something that the markets will be keenly looking at. And if I have to again, if we get a close above 50 EMA, then chances are that we can go until 82,500 levels in the short term. That is where the 20-day EMA is placed. ये जो 20-day EMA अभी वो resistance के तौर पर काम करेगा. And I think support will be around 81,600 levels, because हमने देखा कि फ्राइडे का लो 81,608 है. आज का भी अगर हम लो देखेंगे वो 81,518 के आसपास है. सो 81,500 81,600 ऑन द डाउन साइड एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट लेवल होगा. नाउ इफ आई लुक एट द चार्ट्स हियर, अगर मैं 5 मिनट्स चार्ट पर जाता हूँ, कल सेंसेक्स का वीकली एक्सपायरी भी है. So I think again the key level to watch out on an intraday basis particularly will be the days high of 82,160. तो अगर 82,160 के अगर हम ऊपर जाते तो हो सकता है हमें 82,300 82,330 तक जाते हुए नजर आए सेंसेक्स, बिकॉज सेंसेक्स दो बार अराउंड 82,160 के आसपास रेजिस्टेंस लिया है. So if we get a good break above 82,160, then we can see 82,300 82,330 in the short term. By chance if we go below अगर ये आज का जो लो है अराउंड 82,900 ब्रेक होता है, देन हो सकता है फिर से हम वो जो 81,600 लेवल है वो एक स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट जोन होगा सेंसेक्स के लिए. फिर से वो जो लो है वो टेस्ट हो सकता है. So 81,600 strong support for Sensex. Intraday level to watch out will be 82,150. If we go above 82,160, 82,150, 82,160, then we can see 82,300, 82,330 in the near term. So those are the levels that you can track in Sensex. Now, if I talk about Bank Nifty, so Bank Nifty is the outperformer. It has been outperforming Nifty and Sensex as well. और अगर आप आज का अगर आप हीट मैप भी देखोगे, so banking sector is the one sector that is finding support for Nifty. अगर आप देखोगे HDFC is up around 1.8, ICICI is up around 2.32. So two key heavyweight stocks for the Nifty index वो bullish है. अगर आप Infi देखोगे, Infi is mildly down, Bharti Airtel is positive, but Reliance is down around 2.69%. So if we see some buying coming in Reliance, then high chances are that we might be able to take out days high. I think the only reason why Nifty has gone up and it has been consolidating is the fact that there is no support from Reliance today. Whereas we have the support from the top two heavyweight banks. Bharti Airtel is mildly positive, Infi is mildly down, but Reliance is down around 2.7%. So if we see any buying coming in Reliance, then chances are that वो day high break करके और ऊपर जा सकता है. So Reliance, keep a track on what's happening at Reliance front. That can give cues as to what can happen in Nifty as well. अगर हम बैंक निफ्टी की बात करें, again the key support level, if you look at the option chain for बैंक निफ्टी, so here I'll select बैंक निफ्टी here. So अगर मैं बैंक निफ्टी की बात करूं, so 56,000 it's going to act as a very strong support, even more than 56 I feel. Even 56,500 एक strong support के तौर पर काम करेगा बैंक निफ्टी के लिए. But there is a good amount of challenge for Bank Nifty at 57,000 levels, because अगर हम OI की बात करें, so there is more call writing than put writing at the 57,000 strike, and right now Bank Nifty is at 56,855. So I can see right now Bank Nifty is kind of going above the days high. जो हम ये देख रहे थे कि सेंसेक्स में अभी तक वो डे हाई के ऊपर हम गए नहीं है, और निफ्टी का भी जो डे हाई के ऊपर हम गए नहीं है, बट आई कैन सी बैंक निफ्टी हैज जस्ट गिवन अ ब्रेकआउट अबाउट डेज हाई. अगर ये ब्रेकआउट सस्टेन होता है, हो सकता है वी कैन सी बैंक निफ्टी मूविंग टुवर्ड्स दैट 57,000 लेवल्स, बट अगेन इट कैन फेस सम स्ट्रॉन्ग रेजिस्टेंस एट 57,000. अगर मैं चेंज इन ओआई देखूं तो आई कैन सी कॉल राइटर्स आर एग्जिटिंग फ्रॉम 57,000, व्हिच इज अ गुड साइन. तो हो सकता है बैंक निफ्टी और थोड़ा बुलिश हो सकता है. But I think once we get a support from Reliance, that can be a good trigger for further up move in Nifty in the next couple of hours. So keep a track on this 56,800 levels. So 56,800 अगर ये sustain होता है, then we can see Bank Nifty moving towards 57,000. Maybe around 56,700 56,700 एक strong support होगा. यहाँ पे इसका 20 EMA भी है 5 minutes chart पर. So around 56,700 will act as a support, and if we are able to close above this high 56,800, then we can see the Bank Nifty moving towards 57,000 levels as well. So Bank Nifty is looking stronger compared to Nifty and Sensex, and these are the levels that you can track. Now talking about the key sectors to watch and the key stocks that are in focus today. आज सुबह के सेशन से हमने देखा कि सीमेंट स्टॉक्स में आज एक्शन दिख रहा था. So if you could see Ultratech Cement, हम काफी टाइम से Ultratech Cement को देख रहे हैं. एक strong upmove के बाद now the stock has gone into a consolidation mode. And if we see a breakout about 12,650, अगर 12,650 के ऊपर एक strong closing मिलता है, then हो सकता है we can see even more upside coming in Ultratech Cement. The other stock again that has broken out of its resistance is Dalmia Bharat. So Dalmia Bharat again 2245, 2260 के आसपास एक resistance था, and we are seeing a breakout in Dalmia Bharat as well. So अगर ये breakout sustain होता है तो हो सकता है हमें और थोड़ा अच्छा और movement मिले on the upside in the coming days. And Ambuja Cements, I think we've been tracking this since last 2-3 weeks or so. So again, after a strong move, after consolidating for some time today, even Ambuja Cements has given a breakout. So Ultratech, we need a close about 12,650. Dalmia Bharat looks strong on the daily chart. Even Ambuja looks strong on the daily chart. Looks like we might get a close above 600, 603. So ये जो तीनों से जो सीमेंट काउंटर्स है उसमें काफी एक स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्शन दिख रहा है आज के सेशन में. So both Dalmia Bharat and Ambuja Cements are looking good. They are looking strong on the daily chart. So again, cement stocks is one stock that you can keep this stocks in your radar. Apart from that, what we are seeing today is capital market stocks में काफी अच्छा आज एक outperformance दिखाई दे रहा है हमें. एंड अगर आप देखोगे रेशियो चार्ट, ये जो प्रीवियस रेजिस्टेंस था वो अराउंड 2 बार सपोर्ट लेके हमें एक बाउंस देखने को मिला है. So if I have to pick one stock from the capital market space that is looking good is IEX. IEX की बात करें, जो previous resistance था अब ये वो एक support के तौर पर काम कर रहा है. So today we are seeing good bounce from the support levels. Around 200 will act as a strong stop loss or a support for IEX. अगर यहाँ से एक अच्छा रिवर्सल मूव होता है then we can see IEX moving towards 211, 212 levels in the short term. So IEX is one stock that you can keep in your radar. Apart from that, there is one sector that is showing good signs of outperformance from the morning session is metal. So अगर हम metal by Nifty का ratio chart देखें, so there is we can see there is some kind of breakout that we are seeing in metal by Nifty ratio chart, but थोड़ा सा profit booking आया है from the higher levels. But there is one particular stock that is looking well from the metal space is National Aluminium. If I look at National Aluminium, it had been consolidating in a tight range since quite some time, almost from 22nd of May until 18th of July. So June, July, almost for 2 months it was moving in a sideways range. And today there is some uptick. Then there is some support and volumes as well. RSI भी 60 के ऊपर move करते हुए नजर आ रहा है. And the price is also trading above its key moving averages now. So if we get a strong close above 196, 198, then we can see some outperformance coming in National Aluminium as well. So this is also one stock from the metal space that you can keep in your radar. The other sector again we saw commodities. Under commodities Ambuja Cements, ये हमने अभी just देखा कि आज cement stocks में काफी अच्छा traction दिखाई दे रहा है हमें. हमने अंबुजा देखा, डालमिया भारत देखा, अल्ट्राटेक भी देखा, बट सीमेंट अगेन इफ यू लुक एट अंबुजा सीमेंट्स पर्टिकुलरली एक स्ट्रॉन्ग अपमूव के बाद द प्राइस कंसोलिडेटेड इन अ रेंज एंड अगेन वी आर सीइंग अ ब्रेकआउट. एक कंटिन्यूएशन पैटर्न नजर आ रहा है यहाँ पे. जो प्रीवियस जो ट्रेंड था वो अप ट्रेंड था, अभी वो साइडवेज होके अगेन जो प्रीवियस अप ट्रेंड है वो कंटिन्यू होते हुए नजर आ रहा है. और इसका जो 20 डे ए में अराउंड 580, 585 दैट विल एक्ट एज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग सपोर्ट फॉर अंबुजा सीमेंट्स. And if the current trend sustains, then we can even see Ambuja Cements moving towards 630, 640 levels in the short term. So Ambuja Cements is one stock that you can keep in your radar. Apart from that, some other stocks that are doing well is Bajaj Consumer Care. So if you look at Bajaj Consumer, if you could see similar pattern after a strong up move, the price consolidated in a range. And एक range consolidation के बाद we got a breakout. So I think today the price is up around 3.8%. The previous swing low of 227, 225 is likely to act as a strong support for Bajaj Consumer Care. And if we get a strong follow-up move, then ideally we can see Bajaj Consumer Care moving towards 280, 285 levels in the short term. So it's in a steady up move. It's again trading above its key moving averages. The only worry is ADX has kind of peaked out. So if you already are having some position, then you can partially book some quantities here and you can hold remaining quantities with a stop loss of around 228. दैट इज वेयर द प्रीवियस स्विंग लो is, so वहाँ पे आप स्टॉप लॉस लेके इसको होल्ड कर सकते हो. The other stock that can be in your radar is ICICI Bank. We just saw banking space mates HDFC and ICICI. That is the reason for why the markets are kind of up today. But if you look at ICICI, it's trading near its major resistance of 1465, 1470. आज कोशिश भी किया था, अगर आप आज का हाई देखोगे that is 1465.9. And if we get a strong close above 1470, then chances are that we can see a really good up move coming in an ICICI Bank in the coming days. Because ये काफी टाइम एक 1465 को तोड़ने में नाकामयाब रहा. Once, twice, thrice, 4 times it has come to this level. I think once we get a strong breakout above 1465, 1470, then chances are that we can see a good up move in the stock in the coming days. The other stock that is steadily doing well is Sammy Hotels. अगर हम Sammy Hotels की बात करें, price is moving in a higher high, higher low formation. It is trading above its key moving averages. ADX भी ऊपर है. अगर आप देखोगे RSI भी around 70 के आसपास है. And the price is steadily moving up. So we are seeing a new high today. एक narrow range में move कर रहा था पिछले 3-4 trading session से. और आज हम देख रहे कि एक नया हाई बना है यहाँ पे 252 का. So if you are already holding, then you can hold with a stop loss of let's say around 228, 225 levels. And if we get, I think it is also trading above its previous major high of around 235. So as long as it sustains about 235, chances are that एक अच्छा outperformance हमें देखने को मिल सकता है Sammy Hotels में. Apart from this, the other stock that is doing well is UPL. तो अगर हम यूपीएल की बात करें, सो यूपीएल faced a strong resistance once at around 699 700 levels, then again around 696 700 के आसपास एक resistance दिखाई दिया था. And today we are seeing a strong breakout in UPL. It's very important to see whether we sustain above 700 levels. अगर हमें 700 के ऊपर एक अच्छा sustain करते हुए नजर आता है, then हो सकता है हमें यूपीएल में भी एक अच्छा आउटपरफॉर्मेंस दिखाई दे in the coming days. You can see ADX is slightly pointing upwards. RSI is above 60. It is also trading above its key moving averages, and just we have gotten a breakout on the daily chart as well. So keep a track on UPL. Chances are that this stock can potentially do well in the coming days. And the last stock that I want to discuss today is Borosil Renewables. I think morning I had identified Borosil, but Borosil is already up around 9% today. इसका एक strong resistance था around 585, 590, and today we are seeing a good breakout. ADX is also going about 25, RSI is at 75. It is trading above its key moving averages, and we have got a breakout as well today. So as long as it sustains above 585, 590, chances are that even Borosil can do well in the coming days. And I think the next resistance is around 650. So if we go above 650, then chances are that we can see 665, 670 levels in the short term. So these are the sectors, these are the stocks that you can keep in your radar. And now let's start off with our question and answer session. So if you have any queries, if you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat box, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. रघुबीर जी, जैसे आपने एक्सिस बैंक के बारे में पूछा, तो मैं सबसे पहले वो आंसर कर देता हूँ. सो एक्सिस बैंक अगेन द चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर इज लुकिंग वीक, ऑलमोस्ट 5% नीचे था आज. एक मे बी आई थिंक बिकॉज शायद रिजल्ट्स मे बी माइट नॉट हैव बीन पॉजिटिव फॉर एक्सिस बैंक. But I feel there is one good support at around 1075. तो ये जो आज का ही लो है, यहाँ पे देखो एक छोटा सा गैप था यहाँ पे 11 और 15 अप्रैल के बीच. देयर वाज वन गैप. आई थिंक वो आज वो गैप फिल हो गया. तो अराउंड 1075 के आसपास एक स्टॉप लॉस लेके आप होल्ड कर सकते हो. बट अगर 1075 के नीचे जाता है तो इट्स बेटर टू एग्जिट. बर्मन जी इज आस्किंग फॉर टीसीएस. तो अगर मैं टीसीएस की बात करूँ, इट्स अ क्लियर अवॉइड बर्मन जी, बिकॉज ये देखो एक डाउन ट्रेंड पे है. प्राइस एक लोअर हाई फॉर्मेशन से मूव कर रहा है सारे मूविंग एवरेजेस के नीचे, और एडीएक्स भी 25 के ऊपर गया. मतलब ये जो करंट ट्रेंड है डाउन ट्रेंड, वो काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग बनते हुए नजर आ रहा है. तो अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी है तो अराउंड 3060 तक आप एक स्टॉप लॉस लेके चल सकते हो, जो कि इसका आपका प्रीवियस लो है. बिकॉज ये इसके नीचे जाएगा तो ये और नीचे जा सकता है. सो काइंडली अवॉइड बाइंग टीसीएस एट द करंट लेवल. थोड़ा सा हमें एक रिवर्सल साइंस यहाँ पे दिखना चाहिए. हिमांशु जी इज आस्किंग फॉर सेजिलिटी इंडिया. सी सेजिलिटी इंडिया की बात करूँ तो थोड़ा सा साइडवेज ट्रेंड ही मैं बोलूंगा इसको. ये थोड़ा सा कंसोलिडेट होके पिछले 3 दिन से यहाँ पे अगर हम 3 दिन देखेंगे तो एक थोड़ा सा कंसोलिडेशन मोड दिख रहा है. तो आई वुड वेट थोड़ा 46 के ऊपर जाए तो थोड़ा सा मोमेंटम आ सकता है इसमें हिमांशु जी. बट अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी है तो अराउंड 40 के आसपास आप इसको एक स्टॉप लॉस लेके आप होल्ड कर सकते हो. Shobha ji is asking for Park Hotel. Okay. Which one? Which is the stock? Park Hotel. Park Hotel. Okay, Park Hotels. Okay, this is. So Park Hotel 163 की बाइंग है तो आप क्या कर सकते हो अराउंड 154 का आप स्टॉप लॉस लगा सकते हो with a potential upside of 173 175 in Park Hotels. That is the strategy that you can follow. अशोक लीलैंड की बात करें तो अशोक लीलैंड आपने 125 में लिया है राइट. सो 125 सो अराउंड 115 के आसपास आप स्टॉप लॉस रख सकते हो. बट 127 इसका एक रेजिस्टेंस है. अगर 127 से ये टूटता है तो हो सकता है हमें 129 130 देखने को मिल सकता है इन दी शॉर्ट टर्म. शोभा जी. So that is the strategy that you can follow in Ashok Leyland. Mohit ji, what about Anthem? See, Anthem Biosciences ये तो अभी recently list हुआ है, so there is nothing much that I can say from the charts. तो अगर हम देखेंगे आज ही इसका लिस्टिंग हुआ है तो मे बी अराउंड जो आज का लो है 720 के आसपास. अगर आपके पास ऑलरेडी लिस्टिंग गेन्स है यू कैन बुक सम प्रॉफिट्स. थोड़ा प्रॉफिट्स आप लिस्टिंग गेन्स के साथ जा सकते हो. But apart from that there is nothing much that I can say from the charts here. Param Birla ji, why CET saw huge fall today? Maybe I think उसका results की वजह से हो सकता है. Maybe थोड़ा weak numbers आया है CET का. I think that is the reason why the stock might have reacted to that. अगर आप देखोगे ADX थोड़ा सा फ्लैट है. RSI एकदम से नीचे की तरफ चला गया यहाँ पे. And ये 20-day EMA break करके 50-day EMA break करके I feel the next support will be around 3,445. We'll have to wait for a couple of days to see कि यहाँ से एक follow down movement आता है कि it is just a reaction to the results. वो हमें देखना पड़ेगा. Sudhakar ji, sir, GMDC volumes are very high. Kindly check chart and advice. Are they planning rare earths? Okay. GMDC, yes, so there was nearly around 15%. But I would say, considering the fact that it has already moved 15%, it can consolidate for a while. But we need a good follow-up move above 440, 445 levels. I think on the downside, 375, जो उसका swing low है, that can act as a strong support for GMDC. But if we get a good follow-up move, then I think we can see 450 followed by 500 because that is where its previous high is placed. But usually we see जब ये 14-15% का एक दिन में वो आ जाता है वो थोड़ा सा वो consolidate करता है. So maybe थोड़ा सा consolidate करने के बाद the price can go up again. So keep a watch on GMDC. Once it breaks out 450, then it can move up in the near term. Sachin ji is asking for my view on India Mart. Okay. इंडिया मार्ट अगेन और 20-day EMA से आज एक थोड़ा सा बाउंस देखने को मिला है हमें. तो ये जो आज का लो है अराउंड 2570 वही एक अच्छा स्टॉप लॉस लेके हम चल सकते हैं. और ये जो आज का हाई है अराउंड 2679 इसके ऊपर हमें एक प्राइस जाते हुए नजर आता है. इसके ऊपर हमें क्लोज मिलता है तो हो सकता है मैं फिर से जो प्रीवियस हाई है अराउंड 2798 2800 उसको हम टेस्ट कर सकते हैं. So keep a track on these levels for India Mart. DB Corp. Okay, मानशु जी DB Corp की बात करो अगर आप देखोगे तो ओवरऑल ट्रेंड साइडवेज है यहाँ पे. So if you are already holding then आप around 260 का SL लेके आप होल्ड कर सकते हो. बट अगर आपको फ्रेश एंट्री के लिए जानना है तो थोड़ा सा इसके लिए हम थोड़ा सा इसका ब्रेकआउट के लिए रुकते हैं अराउंड 289 290 के ऊपर. अगर हमें ब्रेकआउट मिलता है तो हो सकता है हमें एक अच्छा आउट परफॉर्मेंस दिखाई दे. सो जब तक ये साइडवेज रेंज में तब तक आप इसको अवॉइड करना. वेट फॉर अ ब्रेकआउट अगर आपके ऑलरेडी होल्डिंग अराउंड 260 के आसपास आप एक सपोर्ट लेके चल सकते हो. Parambrata ji is asking for time Technoplast target. Okay. So you bought it at 435. Good. So around आप यूजुअली कॉस्ट में आप ट्रेल कर सकते हो आपका स्टॉप लॉस परम प्रदा जी अराउंड 434 435. सो यू कैन ट्रेल योर स्टॉप लॉस टू कॉस्ट. एंड आई थिंक इफ आई हैव टू टॉक अबाउट द टारगेट, इसका जो प्रीवियस हाई है अराउंड 508 510 के आसपास है, तो एटलीस्ट मिनिमम टारगेट हो प्रीवियस हाई तक का जा सकता है ये. So around 505 510 के आसपास you can look to book some profits at those levels. Vinay ji, what about Tata Communications? Tata Communications, good. So Friday we saw good closing around 1.86% higher. अच्छा volumes भी था. ADX भी 25 के ऊपर जाते हुए नजर आया. RSI भी 60 के ऊपर है. थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे एक इतना फॉलो अप हुआ आज हमें देखने को नहीं मिला जितना शायद दिखना चाहिए था. But wait until we go above this previous high of 1825 1830. I think once we get a breakout above this level, the trend can be positive in the short term. And if you're already holding, then age low around 1695 1700, that can act as a very good support for Tata Communications. Sudhakar ji, real results are below market expectations. The other income is added a net profit. Is that a reason? Yeah, it could be. I think the markets are just reacting to Reliance results. In fact, Reliance was in a good uptrend. You could see we got a breakout. All the while, when we had Nifty moving sideways, it was Reliance that was holding up Nifty. And I think when now that Reliance has started to crack, see, it was 2.7%. It is down 3% now. I think it is only the banks that are holding up Nifty at this point. Just that Kotak is up 1%, ICICI 2.5 to 2% up. So if HDFC and ICICI Bank sees any profit booking in the next 30 minutes to 1 hour, then we could see Nifty going down again. Because it's only HDFC and ICICI that is holding the Nifty up. So Infi is down 0.3%. Bharti, morning it was positive, but we have seen some profit booking in Bharti Airtel as well. So I think there are only two things that can happen. If we see buying coming in Reliance, we can expect Nifty to go up. But if we see HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, अगर उसमें profit booking आता है तो हो सकता है निफ्टी नीचे जाए. सिर्फ HDFC और ICICI Bank के वजह से अब निफ्टी ऊपर है. अगर इसमें profit booking आता है, then we can see Nifty going down. I think that should be your strategy. So you can see Nifty is kind of flat. Reliance से जब तक Reliance में buying नहीं आएगा तब तक Nifty is not going to move up. And Bank Nifty again, because ICICI and HDFC and Kotak का support है, इसके वजह से you can see Bank Nifty is slightly outperforming. But Nifty again, we need buying in Reliance. Or if we see selling in ICICI and HDFC from the current levels, then see the reverse. Okay, फिर से Nifty might go down. It might break 25,000 and it might close below as well. So this is the strategy that you can look for. Probably in the next 30 minutes to 1 hour. I think this is what you can track. If you have any questions, any doubts, I'm still here. We still have around 6-7 minutes to go for, before we close out on today's session. So Himanshu ji is asking, REC Limited, is it good to hold? Okay, let me look at REC. If I look at REC, so the overall trend is sideways in REC. अगर आप देखोगे, it's trading below its key moving averages. So if you are already holding REC, then I would suggest you hold with a stop loss of around 382. Because that is where the previous swing low is. Because if it goes below 382, then chances are that it can fall further. On the upside, I would say avoid fresh entry at this point. Because there are no real triggers when I'm looking at the chart. So 380, 382 के आसपास आप stop loss रख सकते हो, हिमांशु जी. Your Nifty levels in the morning were 24,700, 25,100 range. Yeah, so that is what we discussed in the podcast. And, the market is still in that range here. So right now it is at 25,057. And even if I look at the option chain, for Nifty. So we can see at 25,000 we have good open interest, but 25,100 there is a strong call writing. Even 25,200 there is a strong call writing here. And even if you look at intraday basis 25,100, if you look at the change in OI, there is good amount of call writing at 25,100, again 25,200. So looks very unlikely that Nifty might go about 25,100. If Nifty has to go about 25,100, then Reliance, there needs to be buying in Reliance. If we don't see buying in Reliance, I don't see Nifty going about 25,100 today. Sagar ji saying RK Swami. Okay, let me look at RK Swami. Which stock is this RK Swami? Can you help me with the symbol RK Swami? Okay, this is the symbol. RK Swami अगर आप देखोगे so price downtrend में है सागर जी. I think better to avoid. It is trading below its key moving averages. ADX भी नीचे की तरफ जा रहा है, RSI भी 40 के नीचे है. So avoid fresh entry at this point. But if you're already holding, then you can hold with a SL of 173, because if it goes below 173, it's better to exit, Sagar ji. No point in holding on to a stock, that is in a downtrend. So exit karke, you can probably use your money in some other stocks that is relatively doing well. आप क्लियरली देख रहे हो चार्ट में एक डाउन ट्रेंड में है, तो 173 के आसपास आप स्टॉप लॉस लेके 173 के नीचे जाता है तो यू कैन एग्जिट and you can come out of the position once 173 is taken out on the downside. Clear, guys? Any other questions, any other doubts? If you have any other queries, do let me know in the chat box. So we still have around 3-4 minutes to go before we close out on the session. So you can see Reliance again 3% down. ICICI थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग आया ICICI HDFC में. So we need support from Infi, Bharti Airtel and Reliance. These are the top 5 heavyweights, if you know ICICI, HDFC, Reliance, Infi and Bharti Airtel. So agar if this stays for the next couple of hours, then we might have a sideways closing in our markets. So I think the key trigger for Nifty would be how Reliance moves from the current levels. So agar Reliance में एक अच्छा buying आता है, then we can see Nifty going about 25,100. If not, then I don't see 25,100 getting taken out today. Chances come hai, but we'll have to wait and watch and to see what happens in Reliance. Any other queries, guys? Any other doubts? If there are no doubts, no queries, then we can end today's session. I hope again today's mid-market session was informative. And if you are finding these sessions useful, then do share it across with your friends, families, and relatives, so that even they can take benefit of these sessions. And we conduct these sessions daily, guys, from 12:30 to 1:15. And tomorrow again we'll meet at 12:30 for our mid-market session. Then tomorrow evening, my colleague Gautam will be doing a webinar on difference between option buying versus option selling. Then Wednesday again we'll have a webinar. So I'm going to teach you about an option strategy, that is a bull call ladder spread. तो हमने bull call spreads के बारे में देखा है. अभी ratio spreads हमने देखा था. Now we'll talk about what are ladder spreads. So ladder spreads is the session that the webinar we'll be having on Wednesday from 4 to 5. So ensure that you are part of these sessions. Apart from that, so that's all from my end, guys. Let's wait and watch to see whether there is any buying that comes in Reliance and whether we are able to go past 25,100. We also see podcast in the morning. Thank you so much, Sudhakar ji. So podcast comes every day morning around 8:30, 8:40. That is when I record the podcast. So we'll wrap up today's session, guys. And so there is no webinar today, and I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 for our new mid-market session. Until then, take care, stay safe, happy trading, and I'll see you all soon. Take care, guys, stay safe.